Welcome back. We'll continue that classification of chordates. In the previous video, we discussed about the characteristics of the vertebrates. Now we are going to discuss about the classification of chordates. And whatever the characteristics I explained you in the previous video, based on those, all the chordates have been classified into 5 classes. That is species, amphibia, reptilia, aves, and mammalia. So these are the 5 classes. Here invertebrates are classified into 8 phyla. They are phyla. And now the chordates are somewhat developed, not somewhat, mostly developed organisms. All are concerned category of the chordates. So they are classified into 5 classes. Here we call them as class. There we call them as phyla. Okay. So these are 5 classes. Class species, class amphibian, class reptilia, class aves, and class mammalia. But here you need not tell class every time. Just you can say species, amphibia, reptilia, aves, and mammals. Let us discuss about the first one, the foremost one, that is species. So the organisms which are belong to this class of the chordates are completely aquatic organisms. Completely aquatic organisms. And these are best example is the fish. Fish is the best example, not best example, actually it is only the organism. All the fishes which are presented in the fresh water as well as in the marine water, every fish is comes under the category of species. These are completely aquatic organisms. They live completely in the water, permanently in the water. If they take out from the water, within minutes the organism will die. At the same, here also, when the human being is put in the water completely, and the human body will be dying, because our body is not adapted to live in the water. So their body is not adapted to live on the land. Which one? The fish. Okay, all the fishes will come under the category of species. Let us see the parts of the fish here. They have the fins. They have the fins. See how many types are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. The fins which are presented on the dorsal side, they are called as dorsal fins. Dorsal fins. The fins which are presented in the ventral side, they are called as ventral fins. and the fins which are presented either side of the body, lateral fins we call them actually, but they are also called as the pailed fins. Pailed fins. And there is one more fin. This is the tail fin. Actually tail, this is actually tail, but it is called as a caudal fin. Caudal fin, or we can say tail fin. Tail. Tail is common, I told you, no. Tail is common for all the vertebrates. Okay. And here also tail play an important role for the movement. So the fish swim in the water completely, and it will be using these fins, different types of fins for movement, locomotion. For example, it is moving, it is swimming in the water by using the dorsal fin and ventral fins. It will be swim in the water, and by using this tail fin, it can change the direction from right to left to right, and down to up to down by using the tail fin. And whereas if it is want to stay at one place, it will use the pailed fins for staying at one place for some time. And this, because of these fins, it is able to move from one place to another place. And it has the exoskeleton, the skeletal, the protective cover that is covering the total body from outside, that is scales. And these scales are having the mucous membrane, which will be producing a gum-like structure called as a mucus. And these respiration will be taking place by using the gills. Gills are the respiratory organs. Why? Gills are the organs which can use the oxygen which is dissolved in the water. So, the fishes are having the respiratory organs are gills, and these gills are presented here, and these gills are covered by a bony plate-like structure. This is called gill slit. And these are gills. And eyes, mouth, and endoskeleton is presented, and based on that endoskeleton that is presented in the fish body, these fishes are of two types. Bony fishes, where bones are completely forming the endoskeleton. Cartilage is the cartilaginous fishes, where the cartilage is a endoskeleton there. So based on this, the presence of the bones as well as the cartilage as a endoskeleton, the fishes are of two types. Bony fishes like Labia rohita, okay, and mud skipper, these are the best examples for bony fishes. Whereas there are some fishes which are having the cartilage as a endoskeleton. Those are sharks, stingray, electric eel. These are the best examples for cartilaginous fishes. Okay, and for the cartilaginous fishes, the mouth is presented in the ventral side. It will be like this. In the cartilaginous fishes, the fishes will be like this, in this way, and the mouth is presented in the ventral side. This is the mouth. The mouth is presented in the ventral side, and whereas in the bony fishes, the mouth is presented at the terminal side. The bony fishes, the mouth is presented at the terminal side, and the cartilaginous fishes, the mouth is presented in the ventral side. And also you can find it easily whether it's a fish is a bony fish or cartilaginous fish by seeing the gills. In the the bony fishes, the gills are covered by gill slit. It's also called as operculum. And here the gills are not covered by any plate-like structure. These are appear. I think you might be seen in the Discovery Channel when the sharks are moving. You might be seen the vertical lines will be presented there, through which the water is coming out from the body of the fish. Those are called as gills. So by seeing these gills, gill slits or gills, easily we can find out whether it's a bony fish or cartilaginous fish. Okay, and the major thing is here, the heart is having the two chambers. The heart is having the two chambers, only two chambers, upper auricle lower ventricle. Only two chambers of heart is presented here. So mixed blood is supplying to the body of the fishes. As the mixed blood is supplying to the body of the fishes are cold-blooded animals. As I told you already, cold-blooded animals are poikilothermic animals. Means the animals which have the fluctuations in their the temperature of the body. There is a fluctuations in the differences in the temperature of the body. That means that their body temperature is always changing according to the environmental temperature. Such type of animals are called as cold-blooded animals or poikilothermic animals. And the reproduction is sexual reproduction, but the fertilization is taking place externally. That means external fertilization will be taking place. That means in the water the fertilization will be taking place. The male fish release the sperm into the water, the female fish release the ova into the water, and these two will be combined together, fertilization takes place and the embryos are developed into small fishes. Okay, so that external fertilization will be taking place. Heart is having how many chambers? Two chambers. What type of animals these are? Poikilothermic animals are cold-blooded animals. Okay, that is about the clear information about the species, the class species. Example, fishes completely, freshwater fishes or marine water fishes. Okay, understand, no? So next video we will discuss about the other 4 classes. Thank you very much.